Hi, it's Chris. In this video we're going to show you how to remove and install the electronic control board in your Samsung refrigerator. Now, to remove and replace the control board in your Samsung refrigerator, it's a pretty easy repair to do. It will require you having to have the fridge pulled out because the board is mounted right on the very back wall. And you're also, of course, because you're dealing with the power supply, you're going to have to be removing your power cord from your wall and powering down the refrigerator. Keep in mind, if your machine needs to be repaired, it's usually simple enough to do it yourself. Visit PartSelect.com, enter your model number, and quickly find and order the part you need. Now, some of the reasons you may be looking at replacing this control board, seeing as it's the main board that runs everything in the refrigerator, you may be having a particular component that's failed, that's not running, be it a fan, a light, temperature control sensors, compressor, a number of different reasons that control board may have to be replaced because it's impacting a particular component within the refrigerator itself. So now that we have the fridge out, you can see where the access panel is to where the control board is. And one thing other to mention as well is this machine has water and ice in it. So that means there's a water line going to it. Now, in this situation, there was enough room to turn this without having to disconnect the water line. But in your case, depending on the setup of your kitchen, you may need to pull it out further. So you're going to have to watch this water line. You may have to turn off your water and disconnect it in order to get your fridge out so it's accessible. So now we're going to want to remove this back panel, and it's simply held in place by a few Phillips head screws. So we're going to take those out. So now with the screws removed, it's just a matter of lifting this cover out of place. So now with the cover off, we can see our main control board. It does look a little intimidating, but really it's not a bad job to do. We do have a lot of individual connectors that we need to remove, but you don't have to worry. You'll see they'll only fit on one connector that it's supposed to. You can't mix them up, and you can only put them on one way, so you don't have to worry about, whether it's up or down. They'll only go on in one certain position. So now you just go to basically find the locking tabs in each connector and remove them. So locking connectors are basically, they just have a little pin that you just need to push down on, and that will unlock itself so you can pull them off. So we'll just go around the perimeter, pulling off these connectors, and it's the same thing, squeezing the locking tab and pulling it straight off. So it's all your harness is disconnected. To remove the board itself is pretty easy. You've got a tab right down here, and you're just going to push down on that with your finger. That releases the bottom edge of the control board. You just tip the board down, and then it slides out of the tabs at the top. And you can take the board right out. It's just that easy. Now, to reinstall it, it's the exact same process, but in reverse. So we're just going to bring our board up underneath that harness. Bring the top edge just behind these little tabs. Now just push the lower part of the board into position. Press down on that locking tab, and that'll allow the board to slip right up into place. Now that the board's secured, we can start putting our wiring harnesses back on. So we'll start at the bottom here, take our connector, and again, these just push straight on, and you cannot mess up as to whether you turn them this way or that way. They'll only mount one way. No particular order is required, whatever is the most convenient for you at the time. And you'll hear the little locking tab lock into place as you push them in. Now you just want to come back and tuck in any wires into place into their channels so that they don't get jammed when you put the back cover on. There, everything's tucked back in place and connected, and we can just put our back cover on. Now, putting the back cover on is just a matter of putting the screws back in, and you'll notice all the screws are the same, so it won't matter where they go, except one is different. You'll see a little bit of a star washer on this one. This is a grounding screw, and the purpose of the star washer is when the screw goes tight, that washer is going to actually dig into the metal of the cover, giving you a grounding connection, so that every component, every metal object in the refrigerator goes back to ground. So that one screw, you can easily find out where it went, because when you look on the back panel, you'll see the little serrations where that star actually marked up the metal. And if you're still not sure, you can't quite see the markings, you'll notice there's a little indicator right here in the back panel, and that's the symbol for ground. So if you're not sure where that screw goes, look for that symbol. And again, they're all the same, so it doesn't matter. So now we have our board installed, we have the back cover on and all the screws securing it and holding in place. So now we're looking at bringing the refrigerator back into position. So if you've had to disconnect your water line, you'll want to reconnect that and then turn the fridge to a point where you can get the plug back into the outlet. Then we'll just a matter of just aligning the fridge to the cabinet and rolling it back into place. So there you go. You can see it's just that easy to replace the control panel in your Samsung refrigerator.